Indiana Mr. Basketball is the most famed high school basketball award that you can get. It's like the Naismith Award or the Wooden Award. You start to put your name on that list, you're amongst greatness. When I first got the job here, you take a great deal of pride in sort of getting the landscape of what's going on in the state of Indiana, the high school basketball scene. It became apparent that there was a young guy not too far from campus at Center Grove High School that has a chance to be pretty good.
Sophomore year going into junior year is when Coach Miller and Coach Ostrom really started to put an emphasis on how much of a priority I was for them.
To be honest with you, through the entire recruiting process, no one was recruited harder or longer.
I thought that I would have a chance to be Mr. Basketball. And then I just kept grinding and grinding away, becoming the first Indiana Mr. Basketball for my school.
Prior to Archie coming, the Indiana program had had some struggles in the state of Indiana. Before Romeo Langford and Trayce Jackson-Davis, Indiana had not landed a Mr. Basketball in back-to-back years for 21 years. So it was a big deal.
Trayce Jackson-Davis, how do you deal with all the people coming up to you after ball games? Does it bother you at all, or is it something you enjoy?
It's really just something that you have to just embrace, honestly. It's really just you just have to think of this positive energy.
Our foundation needed to be built close to home. You know, guys that want to be Hoosiers, that want to play in front of the people that have watched them grow up. So if you can build on the Mr. Basketballs of the world coming to Indiana and doing well, that's a huge deal.
If I'm on a different team and I'll have to guard number 21 on Illinois team, I'll be like, damn, let's get out and play this game.
Feliz with another opportunity. Cockburn.
Kofi's so unique in terms of his physical stature that as soon as we got the job, he was one of the first contacts we made. We recruited the heck out of him for a couple of years, and we knew it'd be fun to coach a guy like that. He's got a very competitive side when he steps on the court. He's got a side where he can get angry, and he's a really good player when he's angry.
He post to post, and that hammer for Kofi Cockburn.
I'm a really competitive person. I like to be pushed, so I'm that person that I'm just going to accept every challenge that comes my way.
Kofi's forced us to do some things differently, and it's helped. Giorgi, most of his life was a power forward. Even though he had a great deal of success last year at the 5.
And that's the freshman record, 35 points for Giorgi Bezhanishvili.
We knew he was most comfortable at the 4 spot. We knew that change wouldn't be as challenging as many from the outside perceived.
Duck in. Get down, Cole. Sit, get down.
Having one of the best bigs in the college basketball come to your school, it's really, really good. You know, for me to now moving back to my natural position, which is 4, to have him here puts me in a better position for my overall game, and just great to play with him on the court as well. It definitely benefits the team because not even offensively, like defensively, we're really big guys, and Giorgi could guard the 4 position. In the Big Ten, everybody's big, so the physicality part of it really helps.
Quick, turn quick.
I don't think there is any player in college basketball who is 290 pounds running, jumping with his vertical.
Look out to Kofi Cockburn.
It could be really, really scary. There's no ceiling for Kofi. No ceiling for Kofi.
I came into college and I had an idea of how I thought my life should be. If I had to describe my whole Michigan State career here, it would be in one verse. In Proverbs, it says, "Many are the plans in a man's heart, but it's the Lord's will that will prevail." I mean, let's go back to when he came in as a freshman. You know, he came in with an amazing class. Miles Bridges, Nick Ward, Cassius Winston. And it was exciting, man, to be a part of that class. Josh was unbelievable. His first official practice, I don't think he missed a shot. He was just unbelievable and the best mid-range game I've ever seen.
Langford will slither.
I have the 3L rule. Do you like what you do? Do you love what you do? Or do you live for what you do? He was a live guy, which is the highest. He was a live it. He spent more time in this gym, more time on those shooting machines.
My sophomore year, my junior year, is when I really started to become known for my mid-range pull-up.
The pull-up. Joshua Langford.
You know, Cassius Winston's our best player, but if you look at our most versatile player, Josh Langford was shooting 45% from the three-point line, 50 from the field, and was probably my best defensive guard at 6'5", and was my most experienced player because he started every year since his freshman year.
In the game against Northern Illinois, I couldn't jump off my left foot, and I was just like, what is going on? So I kept trying to play, and then eventually it just got to a point where I told the trainer, I was like, I can't play anymore.
Langford, look, he's been struggling.
Got some ankle soreness, we've been told, from the Michigan State bench, likely not going to return.
It was a stress fracture. It was shocking to me. It was just like, wow. I couldn't believe that, especially with the way the season was going, the way I was playing, that my season was over. I believe he would have been a first-round pick if he would have continued to play the way he was playing had he not got hurt, because he was playing at an unbelievable level.
That was a big loss for us, but what a loss for him, a guy who lived it, you know? And not as many people live it as you'd think.
I ended up having to get surgery. I got a screw put in my foot. The plan was to do the surgery, go through rehab, get ready for my senior year. A month or so before the season, it was fracturing again. And this time it was fracturing a different way. And so that was another blow. He was just like, man, I can't believe this.
This kid did everything you could do. You know, it is kind of hard because you feel so bad for him and then reality sets in.
Like I said, I try to be a man of faith. You know, you still get things that rock you in your life. So it was still a shocker to me. It was told to me that my season would be over